Apple. Got money now. Got money now.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, folks, we have our first official sneak peek of Zatima season 4. Now, I'm guessing this occurs in an early episode. I couldn't sit up here and tell you with exact certainty that this is from episode 1, maybe 2. Well, either way, I'm thinking this scene happens during the first week of the season, assuming we're getting 2 episodes each Thursday beginning on September 11th, as we typically do. I'm up here scratching my head. There are a few questions. There are a few questions I have. I think the main one being, when exactly do Belinda and Fatima get back on goodish terms, if you will? Because simply put, we're in the Taylors. Yeah, I might as well address them as the Taylors now. The Taylors' living room, and they're having a maternity photo shoot. You have Tony and Nate, Angela and Belinda. And both Zach and Fatima are getting, spruced up for the event. And quite honestly, as we cut to, like Fatima, getting her shoes, getting her dress and everything, it was giving me keep it positive, sweetie vibes. Typically we'll see, I think her intro to her podcast, we have, her picking out outfits and stuff like that. It felt like this. And to me, this is like a pseudo podcast run, if you will, where you have like DeVal representing Kick-Ass Podcast. Even though they renamed it, I forgot the new name, but I do tune in every once in a while. Him and Kadeen. And then you have KIPS for Fatima. So I love how it's kind of like, brought in. At least that's how I looked at the maternity shoot. Also, considering this is when Fatima has her black hair, which looks, if not, very similar, if it isn't already, her natural hair. So this is obviously after she's released from the hospital and the baby bump is in full effect. Now, in terms of time stuff, I can't sit up here and be like, this episode takes place. Look, folks, I know it's confusing, but hear me out. I fully understand that in Sistas, Fatima does not have a visible baby bump. In Zatima season 4, she will have a quite obvious baby bump, and it looks like this is going to be treated with much more care and speed than Karen's pregnancy and inconsistent baby bump. I think that Zatima fans in general, looking at this clip alone, can't do anything but smile. I think, like I said, the main question being like, why is Belinda there? But aside from that, it's just these moments where I'm like, oh my goodness, are we finally going to get some Zach and Fatima love and energy and just, yes, this is going to be season 4. See, in my personal opinion, I think this clip should have been released before the trailer. Because we saw the dang trailer and we know all heck is going to break loose this season. But I can't sit up here and act like, okay, you know what? I'm going to sit in this moment, enjoy it while we can, because we know on the other end of it, oh man, this is some crazy stuff. This is some crazy stuff. Because they look good, they look great, they feel great. It's all love, positive energy. If nothing else, I'm thinking that maybe the newfound camaraderie, if you will, between Fatima and Belinda is kind of like a life is short thing, because after what went down when Jeremiah brought that gang to the house and everything went on, it happened, the fight, the gun, it was probably like a, girl, life is short. I'm sorry I wronged you. Can you please forgive me? I'm thinking that might be what happened, and that could be why Belinda is there all smiling and whatnot. So that's probably what's going on right there. But I think when you look at the difference in Zach's demeanor here versus Sisters, I think it's very telling where, again, I don't want to bring up timeline stuff, but Zach seems to be in a better place. And I think I speak for everyone when I say, man, it feels great to see him happy like this, considering when Karen was pregnant, it was just nonstop hell, nonstop mayhem, nonstop chaos, nonstop stress. That's all it was. And I'm not saying the Fatima pregnancy has been a smooth sailing. I mean, look at what went down in Zatima season 3, even though I think Zach had every right to crash out, but whatever. But in this case, to actually see him happy and hopefully have a situation where the day Fatima's water breaks, everything goes smoothly. No complications, no negligent doctors. Because look, I'll say this much. If that Dr. Cruz or any other of them, low-key racist doctors and nurses try to, tend to Fatima, Zach, I bet Fatima's are going to have that covered. Like, look, I got my cousin on, standby. And if any of these doctors will ever try anything funny, it's a wrap. But yeah, I just hope that whatever happens, they make it through. I believe DeVal actually posted in his stories on Instagram earlier about how, actually, let me pull it up because I just saw it before I started recording. Oh yeah, and as I'm trying to find this story, could you go ahead and do me a favor? If you made it this far into the video, please just take a moment, just a moment, hit that thumbs up button to show your excitement for Zatima Season 4 dropping on September 11th. Also, hit subscribe because remember, I'm trying to hit 300K as soon as possible. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. And hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out in case other sneak peeks or any other glimpses into Zatima Season 4 come out that I talk about, not including leaks. Okay, so DeVal posted the clip and he said the Taylors are officially expanding. How do you think this pregnancy will go? Sir, Zatima Season 3, come on now. We opened up with Fatima pregnancy and we saw what happened. She got flipped on the pavement. Zach crashed out. Stuck in jail. Fatima's ex and bestie from the past showed up. We know they're going to cause chaos this season. I mean, and things just seem to escalate in this season, to be completely honest. But I will say this much about the Taylors. They're resilient. They go through hell and back again. It's like they'll go through it, but they'll make it through. So I truly hope that despite the obvious chaos and mayhem we're about to experience, as well as them as they go through the pregnancy, I do hope they come out on the other side with, a healthy baby or babies. Honestly, I'll say this much. I'm thinking one or two things can happen. They just have one baby, possibly even just one daughter. That way it's like, Zach gets the daughter that unfortunately he wasn't able to have with Karen because she passed away. It was a stillborn. Or it could be a Job situation. I don't know, because might have twins, triplets. The way I look at it, like Job, because if you're a Bible reader or if you went to Sunday school, you know how Satan was playing a game with Job's life and literally took away everything this man was blessed with. Dude had a wife, a bunch of kids, a great piece of property, cattle, all this stuff, and then all of it was just gone. And by the end of the story, because of his refusal to curse God, guess what? He was abundantly blessed even more than what he had before. Another wife, even more kids than before, even more riches and cattle and all that stuff. So look at the fact that Zach lost the baby he was going to have with Karen. It's up in the air about the custody of Michael. I'm not even going to go so far as to include a new DNA test will show Michael is not the baby, his son, whatever. It might get to the point where he might not maintain full custody. But to kind of, be blessed as a result of staying strong throughout everything. Because keep in mind how much Zach has lost. And it's not even just on a monetary level, from the difficulties of putting money into Gary's hands and then, not getting it back. Bryce freaking up that was in Sisters. And then Bryce freaking up the bag for Rise Ventures in Zatima. And you could just go down an entire list of all the various times Zach has been on the right path, yet life keeps tripping him up. I think him and Fatima might have more than one kid. If I were a betting man, I'd put money on that. Kind of in the same vein of, you didn't have the baby with Karen. Michael might not be in your custody full time for very long. So we're going to double it up. We're going to give you a boy and a girl. It's little Zakisha and Zanita or whatever. It's just, Zakisha and Zach Jr. Yeah, that might be the situation there. I can see that happening. All right, folks. Well, as always, I appreciate you, especially if you made it this far into the video. Let me know if you're excited about Zatima Season 4. And as I requested earlier, a like and subscribe goes a long way. It only takes a couple seconds for you to do so. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.